Of the Inkatha Freedom Party in Parliament, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Sir, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Good evening.
Sir, the President's speech, very heavy focus on the economy. In general, were you satisfied with that?
No, I was not satisfied. I mean, he said the right things because he spoke about the fact that to create jobs, you must have economic growth. But at the same time, he actually disclosed that economic growth in this country is very low. Nothing is happening in that direction. So you cannot create jobs if there's no economic growth. And he also mentioned the issue of an environment, that one must create an environment which is conducive to people coming to invest their money. And I don't think that things that are happening in our country, such as corruption and all other things which are not specific, which are known to all South Africans, can actually induce people to see South Africa as a safe place, a safe destiny for their investments.
So from what you're telling me then, you don't think that this dream of raising the economy by 5% in the next 5 years is a reality?
We have not been able to do so. While we must acknowledge the fact that there's a recession all over the place, but I was in government for 10 years, and we aimed for this ever since 1994, and we've never actually been able to achieve that target at all. But on the contrary, things are really going down. Just recently, we've been downgraded just recently, which actually, even that doesn't convince me that there is any prospect in the near future that we'll have actually a country which actually can achieve that kind of growth.
All right. Sir, thank you very much, and thanks very much for joining us. I will now hand you back over to my colleague Asanda Mbeche that's standing by. Asanda.
We're now joined by the leader of the National Freedom Party, Ms. Zanele Kamagwaza Msebi. Ma'am, your party is new to Parliament, one of the first entrants for this fifth Parliament. What's the NFP's take around the President's commitment to support municipalities, to move the support of municipalities, particularly on infrastructure, also water and sanitation with 100 new projects? What's your take around that commitment?
As NFP, we appreciate that the municipalities will be getting a lot of assistance from national and provincial government. That is the responsibility, constitutional responsibility of the national government. But also what is important is whether municipalities do have competent people who will be able to implement those projects. Because in most of the cases, people are being deployed in municipalities, people who do not have experience, people who do not qualify, and that cripples municipalities. But I'm glad that the President also spoke at length about water and sanitation, because those are the problems that are experienced by people on the ground. Because we need to move and ensure that these things are implemented, not to talk about them, because I say a lot of wish lists, but we need to ensure that practically these things are done. Because these things have a tendency of creating expectations from people, and people engage in social protests, more especially because they don't see these things implemented on the ground.
Well, ma'am, thank you very much. That's the leader of the National Freedom Party saying we need to deliver on the promises and the expectations that we are now bolstering. We'll go back to Vuyo in the studio right now.